Hello there, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of RealScreenReviews.com. And I'm happy to have with me returning guest critic, the lovely Debbie D'Angelo. Thank you for being here.
Sure.
Okay, and the next movie that we are going to review is The Tourist. And The Tourist opened up worldwide on Friday, December 17, 2010, and it stars two of the most popular actors making movies in the world today. And that would be Johnny Depp and Angelina Jolie. Joining them is also Paul Bettany and former James Bond Timothy Dalton. And this movie comes to us, I believe, from the foreign filmmaker Lars von something. I don't want to butcher it, so I'm just going to leave it at that. He directed The Lives of Others from just a few years ago. And as always, I will now let Debbie tell us a little bit about The Tourist.
Nice. Angelina Jolie's character, Elise, has a boyfriend who supposedly embezzled money from the mob. So the mobster and the police are after him.
Correct.
But they're not really sure what he looks like because they've heard he's altered his appearance a little bit to escape being imprisoned. So they find that if they tail her, perhaps she will lead them to him. She's aware of this, of course, because she's a smart cookie. And she decides that she needs a decoy. And she chooses Johnny Depp as her decoy.
Right.
She just randomly
His name is
picks him.
Frank, I believe?
Yes, she just randomly picks him out on a train ride. And she wants the mob and the police to believe that he is her boyfriend.
Right. And then it's a question of, is he naive? Is he not naive? Does he really know more about this than he claims to be? And it kind of goes back and forth. Now, as I usually say, I usually try and guess whether or not Debbie liked this. And I'm going to give it a shot this time. I'm going to say that you liked this movie.
I did like that.
You know, I like this movie a lot, too. This movie got beat up big time by the critics, by the major critics. And I have to totally disagree with them. As I watched this movie, the only thing that kept rolling through my head is this reminded me of a Hitchcock movie from the 1960s with Cary Grant and Grace Kelly and the beautiful French Riviera, the beautiful Italian countryside. I loved almost every moment of this. I think they were a little easy on them with the Golden Globe nominations for Best Actor and Best Actress because I think they didn't really test their acting chops a lot. But I liked almost everything about this movie. What did you really like about it?
I love the feel of the movie.
Yes.
It was an action drama movie, but just when you thought it was going to be, bang, bang, shoot 'em up, like gory action, they turned to comedy.
Yes, absolutely.
They injected comedy into it, and I thought Johnny Depp was really extremely talented in doing that. I loved his character. Now,
I must commend, and I don't mean to cut you off, but I must commend because Johnny Depp is the one major star in this world that would play second chair to Angelina Jolie, and she is the star of this film. He is only second chair to her.
With very little dialogue.
But I'll tell you, he is the one major star that has guts enough to do this. Mel Gibson would have never played second chair, and if you look at his past characters of Edward Scissorhands and even most notably Ichabod Crane from Sleepy Hollow, he's not afraid to be a wimp on screen. He's not afraid to be, a lesser character on screen and give way to another star because he'll always be Captain Jack Sparrow and he'll always be a worldwide draw himself, and he's not afraid to sit back a little bit, and I have to really admire him about that.
He did, but what he did was very strong. I thought his character was very strong in a secondary fashion. Angelina looked great, but I was surprised they didn't really have her talking much. I mean, she just she was like a mannequin almost.
Well, we're ballroom dance partners. We're ballroom dancers, but we're ballroom dance partners. And the first rule of ballroom dancing is it's all about making the lady look beautiful. And every single moment of this movie, every single second of this movie makes Angelina Jolie look absolutely gorgeous. Not that it's very difficult to do in the first place, but wow, she is just stunning. And I thought you would admire. It's like they went out of their way to say, look how beautiful she can be no matter what she does. Whether she's driving the boat across the water or doing whatever she's doing.
For one brief moment, it reminded me of The American, because remember George Clooney had a lot on his mind. He was trying to convey it through emotion. He didn't say a whole lot. Mm-hmm. She didn't say a whole lot either. But you kind of get where she's going.
Absolutely.
And Johnny Depp looked great too. But you know what? I didn't sense a chemistry between the two of them as a love interest.
Well,
I love the movie, but I didn't think there was a whole lot of chemistry there.
But I think as far as them just their banter back and forth and their interaction throughout the movie, I thought was good. I think maybe it did lack a little much on that. However, what I did like about the movie, what a villain, what a great villain this movie has. And I don't know the actor's name, but 25 years ago, he was the villain, the lead villain in the original Beverly Hills Cop. And a year after that, in 1984, he was the main villain in Rambo Part 2. And I haven't seen the guy in 25 years, and he shows up and he's just as hardcore as he was 25 years ago. He's just as scary and intimidating, and he was just a wonderful, wonderful character. And I'm not going to give anything away, but I loved at the end of the movie.
Me too.
He leaves something for the police in the safe, and it was laugh out loud funny. I loved Timothy Dalton thrown into the mix. I thought he was great. I loved his little banter at the end.
I don't know why it's getting panned. I thought it was an excellent movie.
I really liked it a lot. Well, how many stars are you going to give it?
3.
You know, for the first time in a long time, we're right on the same page. And I'm going to say this is 3 stars, and it's just so entertaining. I don't know how anybody would go to the theater and just not really get engrossed in it.
It's a fun movie.
It is, and I don't think it tries to be anything that it's not, and it's entertaining from start to finish. And as I said before, you know, on a rainy day or just to kill time in the afternoon, what else could you really ask for going to the movies? Well, thank you very much for being here with us on Real Screen Reviews.
Sure.
And she's going to be back real soon to review the film Country Strong with Gwyneth Paltrow. And until then, thank you very much. And we'll end this the way we always do and say, remember, people, we're not always right, but only when it comes to the movies. And thank you for your attention.